start with the immediate battlefield. The situation escalated drastically over the weekend. Iran launched a heavy barrage of ballistic missiles targeting southern Israel, specifically hitting the cities of Arad and Dimona. Dimona, as many of you know, is highly sensitive because it hosts Israel's primary nuclear research facility. According to Israeli authorities, this was not a minor skirmish. The air defense systems failed to intercept several of these projectiles, which carried warheads weighing hundreds of kilograms. Over 175 people were injured, with massive destruction reported in residential areas. In response, Israel has not held back. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, have heavily bombed fuel depots in Tehran, explicitly targeting the infrastructure powering Iran's military. At the same time, Israel has rapidly expanded its operations in Lebanon, conducting widespread strikes against Hezbollah strongholds in the southern suburbs of Beirut and across dozens of border villages. This kinetic war on the ground is being matched by an intense information war, played out in real time through official statements and social media platforms. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed his nation, calling the Iranian missile strikes a very difficult evening in the battle for our future. Former Israeli leaders have echoed this, condemning the strikes on civilian areas as blatant war crimes, but the most aggressive posture right now is coming from Washington.
Sending troops to the war-hit
US
nation.
President Donald Trump has issued a definitive 48-hour ultimatum to Tehran. Iran has been moves by Tuesday morning. The United States will obliterate Iran's power plants. On the Iranian side, the defiance is absolute. Following the strikes on Dimona, Iran's parliament speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf declared that Israel's airspace is now exposed and unprotected. Iran's leadership is signaling a desperate new phase of the war. While they claimed responsibility for drone strikes near the Baghdad airport, they notably denied recent reports that they attempted to strike the joint US-UK military base on Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. This is no longer a localized conflict. The ripple effects are tearing through the global system. In the Gulf, nations like the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Kuwait are actively intercepting aerial threats in their own airspace. The United Kingdom has quietly deployed a nuclear-powered submarine, HMS Anson, armed with Tomahawk cruise missiles to the Arabian Sea, ready to act if the conflict spills over further. In Europe, leaders like French President Emmanuel Macron have warned that the situation is spiraling outside the bounds of international law. But the most immediate casualty of this war is the global energy market. With the Strait of Hormuz blocked and Iranian energy infrastructure under the threat of being obliterated, global oil prices are surging violently. Major economies across Europe and Asia, which rely heavily on this choke point, are now facing a nightmare scenario. We are looking at the very real threat of skyrocketing inflation, severe market volatility, and a potential global recession if these supply lines are not restored immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, the clock is ticking. We are currently inside the window of President Trump's 48-hour ultimatum. Will Iran back down and open the Strait of Hormuz, or will they call Washington's bluff, inviting a catastrophic bombardment of their national power grid? Will Israel's ongoing strikes in Lebanon and Tehran trigger an even wider regional uprising? And how will the global economy survive the impending energy shock? There are no easy answers, only hard realities. As we watch the skies over the Middle East and wait for the next statements from the capitals of the world, one thing is certain. The decisions made between now and Tuesday morning will echo for generations. Thank you.